I want you to use some common sense. What do you think would have happened if GME hadn't been halted once it reached $400 or $500? What do you think would have happened to the economy, to the market, to everyday working class people, everyday people who are retired, who receive Social Security, who receive pension funds? What do you think would have happened to all those people if GME had not placed a circuit breaker or halted the trading once GME went up to $400? Do you honestly think that they would have had the ability to pay hundreds of thousands of investors or millions of investors who put their money into the GME play to squeeze the shorts, right? Because that's what it was. It was a conspiracy to squeeze the shorts. Now, you can try to pretend, and everyone else on YouTube, including Marant's rants, could try to pretend that the market makers are manipulating the stock in order to prevent everyday investors from making money. The fact is that these circuit breakers and these halts were simply put into place to protect the market. It was there to protect the market. Just like you said in your contradiction when you said that they removed the buy button on GME. You need to educate yourself, because when you go on YouTube, even though you give this stupid disclaimer that you're not a financial advisor, that this is just for entertainment and educational purposes, you need to educate yourself first. You need to educate yourself, because if you don't, when they remove the buy button again on the next stock you're in, which is called a trading halt, by the way, you're going to go back on YouTube telling people, your followers, oh look, they removed the buy button on this stock. They removed the buy button. They removed the buy button. Get educated. That will always happen. It's called a trading halt. It prevents the stock from crashing. It prevents retail investors from losing their money. And it also protects the hedges and the market. Unfortunately, we don't have to like it when it protects the hedges, and we don't have to like it when it protects the market. We only like it when it protects us. What you need to understand, when a trading halt takes place, it does protect the everyday retail investor. Because if the stock market crashes and they can't pay out, then everybody suffers. Not just GME investors and not just AMC investors, but everyday working class people, everyday Americans who go to work, who take the bus, who put gas in their car. I don't know if you're familiar with the 2008 stock market crash. I don't know if you're familiar with Black Friday. These are all historical facts. The reason why trading halts were put into place is to prevent a huge market collapse. They are called circuit breakers, and they are implemented and are automatic. They are automatic. Nobody controls the circuit breakers. They are placed to go off at 7%, 13%, and some 20 or 30%, I believe. So if a stock goes up 7% and it's going up really fast from whatever the opening stock price was, and it quickly jumps up to 7%, then the circuit breaker may automatically kick in, and no one controls that. Not the stock owner, not the shareholders, no one. They've already been implemented to automatically halt the stock at 7, 13, and 20%. And the next time they remove the buy button, you're going to believe it's a conspiracy, when in reality it is called a market halt. A market halt. It's a circuit breaker, just like the ones in your apartment when the system receives a shock a surge that is too strong for your appliances to handle, the circuit breaker kicks in because it cannot handle the amount of electricity, the surge that it's receiving. That is when a halt to your electrical system takes place, when the circuit breaker goes off. Now, people, if you don't educate yourself, you're going to allow these idiots on YouTube to manipulate you and control you, and they're going to make you believe that the stock market isn't tradable, that you can't make money in the market. They're going to make you believe that it is impossible to beat the system when it comes to the market. The fact is that I have a 6th grade education. A 6th grade education. And I went back to school and got my high school diploma at 23, or 22 rather. And I know a lot more than these idiots on YouTube who believe they know what the fuck they're talking about and are coming here on YouTube giving you advice, or not advice, okay, but educating you according to their disclaimer for educational purposes. And they themselves don't get educated. This is why you lose your money. And this is why people like me thrive in the market. Because when you know your enemy, you know how to trade. When you know your enemy, you know what to expect, and you're not surprised when your enemy brings out a secret weapon that's illegal or that is not allowed in the fight. You're prepared because you educated yourself in how the fight might come, the outcome of that fight may come. So you prepare yourself. So you're not surprised. And unfortunately, the reason why most of you people are surprised when they remove, according to these people, remove the buy button, you don't understand exactly what it is that's happening. You're listening to these YouTubers. They tell you the buy button was removed. You think it's a conspiracy. And if you're smart and you know and you're educated, then you'll understand that it is a trading halt, and they are halting the stock for that day, or rather they are halting trading for at least an hour to prevent a crash in the market, so that they know whether or not they're able to pay out, whether or not they have the funds to pay out, or to protect the investor who may buy in at a very, very high price, the top. And then when they open trading again, that stock may tank. And the person who bought at the top, just like Morant's friends did in GME, may lose all of their monies. This is why trading halts take place. This is why circuit breakers are implemented, to prevent people like Morant's friends to buy at the top and then lose all their money because they ride the stock all the way down from 400 all the way down to 13. People, you got to get educated. You got to stop listening to these fucking idiots on YouTube who try to make you believe that everything in the market is manipulation. They are manipulating you. This is why you lost in GME, and this is why you lost in AMC, because you listened to these idiots. You didn't sell when it spiked. You didn't sell. And now you're blaming market makers for your loss. The fact is that hedge funds became rich with GME when they bought puts after the spike, and they continue to get rich. And many others who bought into GME, everyday investors, became rich because when it spiked, they sold. And you held because you listened to idiots who told you that this stock could go up a quadrillion per share, just like Scavenger Stock says about AMC. You believed it. And when it didn't do that, you blamed the market makers for halting the stock, for removing the buy button. Get educated, people. When you get educated, you'll be able to do the same thing this guy with a 6th grade education did. He sold at the right time. He didn't allow YouTubers to manipulate him, and he got his money. And I continue to trade in and out of the market successfully. I'm not rich. I don't expect to become rich trading in and out of the market. That's not how it works. I simply do it to educate myself, to train myself, to learn, and to make a few dollars here and there. I go into the market with that mindset because if I go in with the mindset that I want to get rich, I will over invest, I will over leverage myself, and I will lose my life savings just like most of you in AMC and GME. Grow the fuck up, people. Stop listening to these YouTubers for information on your next play. You want to find your next play? Open a book, read it, and then you'll understand how the market works. Educate yourself. Don't think that following Morant's rant for the next information on GME is going to make you rich. If it were going to make you rich, then Morant's rant would be rich today. But he's not. And he's not gonna be. He's gonna pass his debt down to his children, who will hopefully be smarter than he was and sell once he releases those shares to them. People, get yourself right. YouTube is not the place to learn about the stock, about stocks, about trading.